What up, folks? I'm ultrazillatoys, and today I have a review of the Transformers Earthrise from the War for CYBERTRON trilogy. That's right, it is Leader Class Double Dealer. That's right, my zillions. It came from the backlog. Never did get a chance to open up my Double Dealer, though I didn't get him at the time of Earthrise. I got him later on, I think, a deal somewhere, either that or I eBayed him for some reason. I don't know. I just never got Double Dealer at that time, and I really wanted him. And then I got him. So I think it was on a deal. I feel like this was more of a deal thing. A double deal, but yeah, I wanted to do this guy for a little bit. And I came across it during my last organizing ultrazillatoys, and please do check that series out. You know, it's good. It helps. It helps me, and it helps you, and it helps all around. So I'm really, and this box is a little messed up on top. I do want to get this guy out. I really want to check him out and play around with him, because I always like the look of this figure. So without any further ado, let's get to the review. Alright, now here's Double Dealer out of the package, and yeah. Can't hold his gun too well. You do have to maneuver it in a position where he can. So he can, but you have to maneuver it. So that's annoying. Right off the bat. And there's a lot of other things that are annoying me about this figure. So at first glance, he looks good. But I don't love the shade of green, but yeah, you hear that? I don't love that. The wheels and the hollowness in his legs are really annoying. He's got very odd proportions too. He's kind of very short on the bottom. Don't really totally hate that, but like I don't love it either. But yeah, the plastic quality is not as good as present day Transformers. This is a few years back now, Earthrise. So I want to say, what, 2018, 2019, something like that. So they've gotten a lot better, but this was like a step up from, you know, like what they had before too. So yeah, you know, small steps, I guess. He does still feel like a leader class, even though he's got like odd proportions, because he does come with a lot of things. You know, you have a lot of accessories. You have these little things here on the side that kind of like little gun thingies, that you could put elsewhere too, should you wish, but they look good on the feet enough. You do get this little gun here in black. Again, you could put it in his hand should you wish. You have this other thing on the other side, which I'm calling a camera. I don't know. He's a double dealer. Maybe he's a spy. So that to me could be a camera, right? I think if it's not, let me know what it is. Then you have this wing set on the back, which is cool, but it makes this thing come out very, very far. So that's a little bit not so good. But I do like the wings. They're pretty cool, and they do give him this like kind of super robot-y vibe that I, you know, obviously I like. He's got the big gun here, which again is kind of annoying the way it is. You know, it could be better, but it doesn't look bad. It definitely looks like kind of like a Megatron-esque blaster. So maybe you want to hold it like that. Still, you know, unfortunately, he's a little bit loose there. And he's a little bit loose in the legs too, despite there being like ratchet joints, which we'll get to in a second. Then we got this big missile on his shoulder, which I do really like. It's quite nice. You know, you got, you know, some silver going around that blue, and then you got the red. So pretty good there. And then, like I was saying about the articulation, the head moves is fine. You got the waist movement, which is decent enough. Shoulders do that, and they come out. You know, that's pretty good. You got bicep swivel. You have a very deep double joint here at the elbow, which is good because he needs that kind of help. And then you have a swivel at the wrist. The legs do a full split. Can go outward with some ratchets. And then you can turn it at the knee, and you have a joint there. And you got rocker at the foot, but no real back and forth. So, you know, I don't know. I think it's pretty decent as far as articulation goes. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't feel bad, at least in those terms. And the look of this guy is pretty cool. I'm going to take off that as well right now, and it's just to get a better look at everything we got here. Starting with the head sculpt, which I really, really like. Like, that guy is up to no good. At first you're like, oh, this guy looks nice. But no, he's up to no good. Look at those red eyes. Yeah, he's seen things. He looks a little older too, with some like wrinklage in his face. But I like it. I think it's very, very well done. Kind of a classic helmet type deal. But it looks good, and man, the wings like really like elevate this guy to kind of super robot-y status, which I like. He does have Autobot symbols here, which kind of throw me off. I feel like he should have, and he does have his own symbol right there, as you can see. So that's a bit interesting. I don't think he's an Autobot per se. He kind of plays it down the middle, or maybe sometimes he's an Autobot, because, I don't know, he's a double dealer. But it would have been cool if, you know, he had one Autobot and one Decepticon, at the very least. But there's a lot of nice molded detail on this guy. You know, the back is whatevs. It has a bunch of stuff going on. But the front has nice molded detail, as well as a lot of color, which is good. Again, I like that blue for his face. And then you got the blue here on the chest, and you also have silver going around this purple, which looks really, really nice. You got red here, red there. This is all painted red, which is cool. And then this is painted blue down here. The arms have yellow at the tops, which is cool. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of this green, but it's fine, I guess. Black on the arms. Then you got the gray detail. A lot of decent detail. And then some purple there, some yellow and red there. The blue with the silver around it looks real good. More red on the sides. Silver, gray. Decent, you know? Like, I don't love the wheels. Each time I hear that, it just bothers me so much. Yeah, that could all be better. But I do think the look of this guy is pretty good. For sure. You know, it's not my favorite thing in the world, but it's not like the worst thing in the world too. And when he has everything, you know, on him, he looks good, except, you know, like, it's just kind of loose. I guess we could use this up here instead of the little gun. Maybe that would help us. And then we'll just give him the little gun. Like, I don't know how well he can hold that. And then, you know, the missiles, and then, you know, the little gun here. Let's do the little gun. It's like you can't even see. You can't even see. And then there's that other piece. Where is that? That little camera thing. Whatever it is. I think it's a camera. I feel like it's a camera. Yeah, that doesn't work quite as well. Maybe on the inside here. Oh, yeah. Oh. Let's see. Let's see if we can do it like this. Because, yeah, you have another little notch there. That doesn't hold there very well, but it holds here. It's just, you really can't see his face then. What if we just go Megatron with him on this arm? This arm is a little less loose, so maybe we'll just do that. Anyway, I guess it works, right? You know, like, there's things I like about it, and, you know, obviously there's some things that I don't, but I'm not gonna say it's terrible. And guys, I'm a little dumb. I forgot about this. Yeah, baby, he is working both of those sides, because he could be a Decepticon as well. And for your size comparison in robot mode, here is Doubledealer with two present-day leader class figures, and as you can see, he's actually smaller than them. You know, he did come with a lot of things, but it's interesting because, you know, a lot of the present-day leader class figures always get, like, a lot of guff about it, but, you know, about the size. But I guess that started, you know, a few years back now, right? Like, because Doubledealer is kind of small here. So with that all said, we have two modes to go through. So let's transform and roll out. here's Doubledealer in, you know, our first alt mode, which is kind of like this, like, missile launcher thing. There's a few things here that are weird. Like, it doesn't really completely tell me in the directions what to do with this whole bottom thing of wings. They're just kind of there, and your dude can't really lay down on them good. I don't get it. Unless I have this folded, like, oddly, which I honestly, I might. Like, I don't know. No, I don't think so. That's how that's folded, and that's how that's folded. And I'm assuming you just open this up. And you have to open up both? I don't think it's in the directions at all. Yeah. There we go. Now we can roll better. Odd. Not in the directions that I could see. Very strange. But anywho, I think it looks pretty good. You know, this coming together as one giant missile is pretty nice. You can add the last gun in this thing to the top here. I don't know how well it looks. Maybe in the middle it looks good. How in the middle? I like that. The last gun I'm not going to add because I think that's going to be, I don't know. Is it going to be good anywhere? Maybe over here? Can we add it over here without? No, then you disconnect things. I don't know. I mean, look, I'll just add everything to the missile. It tells you to add them over here. I guess that's fine. Whatever. But it looks good in this mode. You get all the molded detail. You get the ugly wheels. Yay. But you do get all the molded detail, which looks pretty good. Comes together pretty fast into this mode at least. Oh, you know what? I didn't even put on the wings. I didn't even put on the wings, guys. Wait, did I miss like an entire step here? I think this goes over here. Yeah, and then that I can think that just goes there. So, yeah, whatevs. Does it need it? No. Does it address this? No. So whatevs. Now you can open it up and it flush. Should you wish. But yeah. It's alright. It's alright. As for what it is, you know, you got the little, like, you know, cockpit there, whatever. It's not terrible. Additionally, you can open up this back piece and, you know, drop this back so it has, like, kind of like a little, like, launching pad here. I'm gonna kind of shape it like this. You're just opening this up, the wings, you know, and that's it. There you go. That's not so bad. And additionally, you could connect this to the Quintesson Judge from the same series. I never did get that one. And here it is with our trusty Optimus Prime. And you know what? This is like of this era, so this is way better though. I think it's from this era, right? I forget. But yeah, that's how they look together. Okay, so now with that all said, there's only one thing left to do, and that's transform one more time and roll out. Here is Doubledealer as our eagle bird thing, whatever this is, pterodactyl. It's not, I don't think it's pterodactyl. All transform. Then you know, it's a thing. This is the tail, but it's covered with like most of this missile, which annoys me that this doesn't go down into his back. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but for me, not going all the way down. I don't know. But I think I got the rest of it right. I don't know. It seems like it should be going down, but whatevs. Not the biggest of deals. Everything just kind of, you know, kind of folds onto each other, you know, in some spots, which is, could be better. Like, you know, that's what makes it a little bland. The back here. The wings are nice and purple, and the head is in a blue. You know, it's alright. The eyes look like they could have light piping. There's nothing to pipe the lights into that I could see. But he does have an articulated mouth, red mouth. A little tongue in there. That's kind of neat. I do like the sculpt of the head. I didn't pull this out before, but yeah, it goes out, which is cool. You know, he's got little feeties, which are done also in purple, and those look pretty neat. The legs really don't move too much. You know, you get a little bit of that and a little bit of that. And then you got some neck articulation. This can turn. And, you know, you got the mouth. And then the wings. Nice ratchets. Right? A little flap there. A little twist there. These things are annoying. Just kind of don't really go into anything. Should you wish, yes, you can add additional things onto this guy. You can put these in a number of places. We'll add them here. I think that might be the actual spot. I don't know. You know, transformations are okay. Like, I went with this way because in the directions, all I had was coming from robot mode into each mode, you know, so shout out MGO, my usual go-to, for, you know, it kind of reminds me of Laserbeak like that, you know, to go from this route. I think it's a lot better. It looks better. I don't know where I put the gun. It's here somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, you know, we could put it elsewhere. I don't know where right now, but, you know, There's spots. There's always spots for this. But overall, I'd say this is pretty good. You know, both modes are alright. You know, like, not the greatest things in the world, but not the worst things in the world either. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. Here it is with our trusty Optimus Prime to start. And here is our Falcon, because it's a Falcon. Falcon, with also Earthrise, hence the colors are so similar. This is Snapdragon, yeah, so they definitely remind me of the same team, and he is a mercenary, though I don't think they are. I don't think, like, this guy was on his team. There's also Ape Face that goes with this guy. Yeah, an ape guy and a kind of like Kaiju Godzilla guy. Yeah, how come I never reviewed these? I don't know. I did just recently found them again. Yeah, anywho, we'll talk about that another time, I guess. But they do look like they would be on the same team, and since I had them handy, because, you know, I just found them during that same organizing, I was like, man, I gotta show them together. So yeah, those two. And my final thoughts, you know, I do like this guy. Like, there's some looseness that's bothering me, and the hollowness, and that older plastic quality that I never really liked. But there's a lot that I do like about this guy. I do. And I gotta say, like, I kind of forgot, like, the proportions of the old G1 toy is actually very much like this. This is a pretty good representation of that toy in all three modes. And that is very, very cool. I didn't mention that before. You know, like, also, like, the transformation isn't that bad as long as I go in that sequence. But, you know, like, it's kind of, like, annoying otherwise, I think. And I did kind of configure this guy a little bit better the way I like it. Like, I like the gun, you know, little gun there, this on the side, kind of like a Megatron blaster, and then this thing, whatever it is, camera thing, on that side. I think it just looks cooler, you know? So I do like him. I do. I think this is actually really neat, and he's got a really cool face. So, looseness aside, you know, and it's much better when you don't, you know, put that enormous gun on that side. This side works it a little bit better. You can fix looseness, so that isn't the worst thing in the world. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say Doubledealer is pretty good. I'll say it. I do like him enough to dig him. You know, like, proportions were a little weird. You know, especially on the lower half. Like, I wish his legs were just a tiny bit longer. But again, it's pretty accurate to at least a G1 toy, you know? And he was pretty cool in that War for Cybertron Netflix show. I thought he was cool. So yeah, it took me a while to get to this, but I'm glad I got to it because it is neat. And there you go, guys. That is my review. Hope you dug it. Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you're new to the channel, why don't you go and sub yourself for daily content and let me help you diversify your collection. Until next time, peace out, peeps.